Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter, and our special guest today is Kris Koenig. Hey, Kris, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome, and you are really rocking the beautiful weather out there in Madison, Wisconsin. What's the temperature?
Oh, I haven't even paid attention. It's probably like 82-ish, maybe.
Oh,
But
you would not be out there in January. I know that.
well, I would, but I would be dressed appropriately.
You would be, yeah. It would be a different.
I'm not afraid of the cold.
There's a different type of cold up there. I used to spend a little time up there, and there's cold, and then there's like Wisconsin cold.
Is it like the kind of cold that goes right through you?
It hurts. It hurts.
But I don't know. I kind of feel like where you live, Liz, because it's so wet, it gets into your bones. Where here it's dry, so it's not getting into your bones. Like one time I was in Denmark, in Copenhagen in January, and it's just wet there and cold, and like no matter what I was wearing, I couldn't get warm because it was just seeping into my bones. And I kind of feel like that's probably how it would be where you live, but here it's just like cold and like freeze your face off cold.
Yeah, I think it's harder to breathe when it's dry. It's like it's hard to breathe here. It's not like that. Yeah,
when it gets like when it gets cold, doesn't the wet become like ice and frozen stuff? So I mean, the humidity goes down when it's really cold, right?
Yeah, I guess unless you're living like next to the ocean, then that's where it's cold and wet and difficult. But here, it's Wisconsin. We're just cold. But our summers are really humid. Like it's really humid right now. So yeah, our summers get really humid. Winters are super dry.
I'm surprised. I would think it'd be dry there in the summer too.
No,
oh, interesting.
Uncomfortably humid.
Well, it is really humid in South Carolina. I know that.
True.
Oh, every time I've gone there in the summer, I will school myself. Liz, when did you become such a whiner? Because every single time I walk outside, I'm like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like, okay, you're going outside. Do not say anything. I swear I'm going to smack you if you say anything. 3 minutes in, I hear myself, it's so hot. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I can't handle it. It's so hot there.
It is. It's a different type of just the humidity. Like whenever I travel and like I come home and I kind of brace myself because when I walk out of the airport terminal, it's like getting hit in the face with a hot, wet pillow.
It is very hot. And
you forget how miserable it is. You get used to it after you've been here for a while. But anyhow, enough about the weather. We're going to be talking about convention stuff, which is coming up like real soon. Kris, are you playing a role in putting convention together this year?
Yeah, so I'm on the committee with Erin, of course, at ARCSI has done a ton of work, and I'm on the committee with Amy DeVries. Am I pronouncing her last name correctly? Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me. Okay. And then Elena Ledoux. And so we've been putting this together, but I have to say Erin's done a ton of really good work, really listening to people on, what do they want? What are they looking for? What's, especially after the pandemic, although it's not really after now, is it? So, what are people looking for with the pandemic and hopefully heading out of it, and the hiring issues. And so Erin really listened to people, and I think we've got a really good show for this year.
I am concerned, Tom, you sort of gave us a little teaser there that stuff's not looking as good with COVID.
Well, cases are rising. I don't know what that's going to look like in November. The convention's in November this year, right?
Yeah. The 15th through the 18th.
Yeah.
Yes.
The new Delta variant. I was reading something earlier today. You remember that thing that we used to talk about, the R0 value, which talked about how contagious various viruses are, and the original strain had an R0 value somewhere between 2.5 and 3, which means the average person who had COVID gave it to like 3 other people on average. The strain that came out of England forget what they call that, had like an R naught value of 5, and they thought that was a lot more contagious. The Delta variant is like 8 to 9, which means for every person that gets it, another 8 to 9 people are catching it. So it's a lot more contagious, and they're concerned because there's, people that still aren't vaccinated, and it's spreading around, and even people who are vaccinated, they can catch it. They don't get real sick, but they can still, get other people sick. So stock market dropped more today than it has since last October. And there's a lot of concern that this is going to mess up the economy. There's, California, I think it was LA, is doing mask mandates again, regardless if you've been vaccinated or not. And, this is kind of going in a direction. Nobody knows where it's actually going to be going, but this has the potential of slowing down the economy, and I guess it has the potential of screwing up large events. But, I don't think, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. Hopefully, this thing will die back down, and, everybody will get vaccinated, and we won't have to worry about it.
All right, Tom. So I'm putting you on task because I know you don't have anything else to do. Sorry, Tom, but you have to keep us updated on Mondays about the numbers and stuff. Where are we going? Are we going in a bad direction again? Where we're at?
I'm thinking we're going to power through this. I really just don't think there's any stomach for us to go back to let's start shutting stuff down. And, maybe we'll have to do more with masking longer than, who knows. But, I was telling Kris, I've got a trip planned to come up to her neck of the woods in September for a golf tournament. And I haven't bought my tickets yet for convention, but I'm all in, and I fully expect it's going to happen.
I forgot I have to buy plane tickets.
We're doing a live event in October, a couple of them in Charleston, and I think everybody's just tired of being tired, right? We're going to do this regardless.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I was just reading that while there's also an uptick in Delta, the Delta variant, there's an uptick in people getting vaccinated. So it's, people who were holding off and, afraid are now getting vaccinated. I think there's like 600, something I was reading yesterday was like something like 640,000 people were newly vaccinated, and, which is really good.
Yeah. Oh,
so hopefully more people get vaccinated, because this is preventable.
Yes.
Especially if it's just, we just want to keep people from dying.
Right.
It's okay to get sick, y'all. I mean, the flu, you get sick, but we don't want people dying. So.
And we want to be able to continue to move in the direction we've been going in terms of live events and something that looks more like a normal life. And more people get vaccinated, the quicker that we're going to get to that point.
Yeah. And I know I'm not the only one that is super excited about the convention being live. I mean, really, I thought Aaron did a great job last year. I really do. They did a lot, but it's not the same event. It's not the same event.
No.
It's a completely different experience. So I'm really excited about live events this year. I'm super excited.
So what are some of the highlights of the event? When is the event this year?
Okay, so it starts Monday, November 15th and goes through Thursday, November 18th. And the show page is arcsi.org/ISSA show. That's it. So
right, put that link up. Let's get that link up for people.
ISSA.com or org?
arcsi.org/ISSA show.
And I see that we do have Peace of Mind registration for the early bird pricing for the show. Tell us about that, Kris.
Oh, Yeah, so early bird pricing is it goes through August 30th. So now through August 30th. And so that's the lowest price you're going to get. And for members, it's $180. For non-members, it's $380. That's for the all access pass. So it's exhibits plus show. You can also, if you're just going for the exhibit, there's expo passes, free for members, $100 for non-members. But you want to go for the show. That's the best part.
Hey, Liz. Yeah, I mean that the $180, if you're a member, that's crazy. Your room is going to cost more than that almost.
Right.
Everything else is going to cost more. That's anybody and really, it just doesn't get much cheaper than Vegas. Even people that are coming from the East Coast, prices coming into Vegas are cheaper than coming anywhere else on the West Coast, right? You can always find some good Vegas deals.
Right.
What are we doing with the hotel this year?
That one is at, let me see, I think it's at Valley, isn't it?
Is it?
I should have looked that up before I got on the call. Do you guys know?
Well, here, we can probably find it here because we've got the website pulled up.
Yeah, it's at Bally's. Sorry, it is at Bally's.
I'm going to take the link.
Bally's years now. And one thing that, you're not going to have 100% of the people be happy with whatever hotel choice that we have. That's not going to happen.
Right.
But there are some really amazing things about having it at Bally's. It's very centrally located for a lot of places. We all know Bally's now. So it's really easy to where to go to catch the bus. Anybody that's been to convention before. So catching the bus is really easy from Bally's. It's a short trip to convention center from Bally's. I think there are a lot of advantages there. They give us great pricing at Bally's. So anybody can stay there. And if you don't want to stay there, you like somewhere else better, it's going to be a quick shot from anywhere.
And you can go right next door to the buffet at Paris, which is amazing, or across the street to the buffet at Bellagio. Yeah.
Hopefully, no buffets yet.
Yeah, you're right. Buffets.
Yeah,
Forgot.
Just there. And I do love that Paris buffet, the Village maybe, or whatever it was.
Something like that.
Even if you can't go there, the creperie, you can go to La Creperie, and that place is so delicious too.
The Burger Brasserie is always a favorite too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and they're open. The Burger Brasserie is open now, so yeah, so definitely got to talk about the foods for sure.
So here's like the registration page. I'm looking for hotel because normally the prices at Bally's are crazy low.
So cheap.
Yeah.
Well, Kris was saying, Sherry looked it up. It was Bally's.
It is Bally's, but I don't know the prices for the room.
And I guess I have to register before I can get to the hotel part.
Just so you know, Erin said that she was going to try to get on here so that if we had questions, she would answer. So if there's a place to see where if she's communicating, maybe she is communicating. We have no idea. I don't know.
Maybe in the Facebook group too. It might be in there. True. She's pretty good about putting stuff in there.
I don't know. I'll send her an invite. She can get on the show with us.
Who posted our hotel headquarters is Bally's? Was that Erin?
I presume so.
Somebody posted that in the Facebook.
That must have been Erin then.
Oh, yep. There it is. Bally's is $59 a night plus resort fees.
God, that's so cheap.
That is so cheap.
Nobody can complain about Bally's.
No.
When it's that cheap. And that's like you're right about the central location.
It is. Yeah. I really, and I know that people always complain about every hotel. You're just never going to find. But one other thing that Bally's has right now is I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure they have the remote check-in. So you don't actually have to go to the hotel and check in. You can check in on your phone, and then you just walk up, and they have iPads there, and you key your own room, and you just go straight to your room. I did it last month at, I think it was the Vidara, And it's amazing. No lines, no waits. They email you when your room is ready, and you just go print your own keys and go up to your room. It's amazing. Yeah. So, and 15.
Erin, if you're watching, I just sent you an email with the link if you want to join us, and we can.
Come on. She does it. She's not the front of the scenes gal. She's like, I will work my butt off behind the scenes, but do I have to be live?
Yeah. And I know the answers to most other things except for the hotel. I was like, I don't remember. I think it's Bally's. Yeah. But it's Bally's.
Yeah. Hey, so tell us about, there are some people that haven't been to convention before, Kris. So, well, tell us a little bit about convention for the people that haven't been.
Okay. So for the people that haven't been, it's great. I mean, what you do is, you're going to workshops and presentations, and you're learning so much information and taking so many notes, and, so much that you can bring home and just start implementing from day one. But the really great thing is that you're meeting people face to face. You're meeting people who are like you, who own a cleaning business, are struggling with similar things that you are, or have struggled with those things in the past and have found solutions. And so the networking is amazing because you learn so much. You get really good friends. You end up being as close to people at convention, some of your friends from convention, as you are to your close friends at home. And it's just really, really, really a great show, a great program for just gaining knowledge and gaining connections and gaining friendships.
Yeah. All right. Two things that people don't talk about enough, I think, about convention too. One is nobody hardly ever talks about this, is you're doing some things in your company right now, whoever you are, every single person, that is working really, really well. And people can't wait to hear about that. And so you're going to be learning, but you're also going to be sharing, because there are some things that you're doing that people are going to be blown away by. Like, why did I think of that? That's such a great idea. So know that when you're going, you're also sharing. And that's part of why I think it's so powerful. It's not just you going in and sucking up all the information. You're going to be creating relationships where you also have stuff to give. Even you small businesses that you're like, no, not me. I don't even have any employees. I'm cleaning out in the field. I promise you, there are some things that you're doing that the big companies are like, why haven't we figured that out yet? You're new, you've got brand new ideas. You might be using some tech that nobody's even thought of yet. I learn new stuff from the brand new people every single year. Every year I'm like searching out those people that haven't been to convention, because they got fresh ideas. So that's one thing that I think people.
And it's funny because sometimes people take for granted the awesome stuff that they're doing just because that's the way they're doing it. You go to convention and you find out, wow, I didn't even know I was that awesome. I mean, you learn a lot about, you learn a lot from other people, but you also learn a lot about you and your own business as well.
Yes. Okay. And then, so thank you. I like the way you put that, Tom. I feel like that's a better way of putting it. You learn a lot about yourself too. Everybody leaves convention feeling empowered. Everybody.
You're motivated. And we're gonna go home and conquer the world.
Yeah. The trick there is keeping your little self.
Then you go back into the office, and then, it's
yeah. So hopefully everybody will get that. So that's one of the things I think gets overlooked a lot, is that you have a lot to offer too. So going. And then the second thing that I think gets overlooked a lot is you already know a lot of this stuff. You may have heard a lot of these ideas, but talking to someone in person, one-on-one, that has done the thing that has been sticking you, and you can ask the specific question like, well, I tried that and it didn't work for me. You can find out why it didn't work for you. Maybe it wasn't a good choice for you, but maybe you just missed this one little tiny piece, which I have found happens to so many people. Just talking to somebody one-on-one and having them help you makes all the difference, all the difference. So I feel like those two things really are impactful for people to go to convention.
Yeah, because I think it's exactly what you said. Like you're able to get past the idea and into implementation. Like how do you implement that accurately? The way that it's supposed to be implemented, rather than this idea that you have in your head that you just can't get past the barriers for some reason, and you don't know what those barriers are.
Yeah. There is one more thing that I think people do talk about this, but I really want to mention it too, is another really valuable thing about going to convention. And Kris, you actually did touch on this. You find out that we're all alike, that you're going to meet people that are like you, that have had your problem and either are still dealing with it or have resolved it. Another tweak on that is you're going to find out that all of the people that you think are doing things better than you aren't.
Yeah.
They're not. Every single person that's at convention is because they also need stuff. They have stuff to give, and they also are there learning stuff. So finding out that we're all kind of on the same footing is really eye-opening, I think, for a lot of business owners. Like people that you think are like, wow, that company, that person, they're amazing. Just finding out that they're just like you is really also empowering. There are still some people that I'm just like, about. You never get rid of all of that maybe, but you definitely start feeling like, okay, I'm in there with 80% of the people anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What else do you personally love about convention, Kris?
I just love learning things. I mean, I love learning. And so for me, it's just, going and learning new things, or, learning that, like what you said, that tweak, what's that tweak I need to make it work. And let's see, talking to people between sessions, that's always really good, because you end up at a table and if you go to a table where you don't know people and sit down, you meet really interesting people. And I mean, Amy Wiggs King and I are really good friends. And how I met her is that, like, my husband sat down at a table next to her, and he realized that we would get along really well. And so he pulled me aside and he's like, hey, you have to meet this person. And that's how we met. So you just, you can sit down next to people you don't know if you have anything in common with them, and just meet really great people, really fun people, meet people that can give you ideas that you can share information with. And so I think meeting people is just, is really good. And, and then, you meet people, and then you go and have, other years you'll go out and have fun with them. And, it's not just all work, there's play too. So you can, go out to in Vegas, a casino or whatever, and have fun. It's just not just work, it's also play. It's really good.
My best friends, just my best friends, not my best friends in the industry, but my best friends, period. My favorite people are all in the industry. They are people that I met through ARCSI, and I continue to have relationships with, and that I have for years and years. And Tom, I don't know about your friends, but I know that the majority of the people that you spend your time with, working with, talking with, are ARCSI people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because we spend most of our waking hours doing cleaning stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's something to do with the industry. So that's not completely an accident.
No.
Of course, I don't have any friends, but if I did, they would be.
You have more friends than I have. You have like golfing buddies and stuff too.
A few.
I think the difference is that, with your friends who aren't in the industry, you can talk about something that's going on in your life that's kind of related to work, and they might empathize with you, but they have no idea what you're talking about. So that, I think that's the difference. This industry, I think, is very unique in some of the things, actually many of the things we have to deal with, and my friends here don't get it, and I don't expect them to either. So there's something that I'm missing with my friends here that I'm not missing with my friends in the industry, because when I'm talking to my friends in the industry, they know exactly what I'm talking about and can completely empathize. They might have solutions, but they also know there aren't solutions, and they just will listen to me. And it's our industry is really, really unique, and we need people who understand that in our lives.
Yeah, and they can really feel your pain. They don't need anything else. They do.
It's such an easier discussion with people that are in the industry. If they're not in the industry, it's almost not worth the effort. It's like, something really weird happened to me today, and I would try to explain it to you, but it's just, it's not worth it. I'll call one of my industry friends and share with them.
Yeah, we can say to one of my other friends here, it's like, oh, I'm having such a hard time finding people. And my friends that are local are like, yeah, everybody is. Help wanted signs everywhere. I'm like, you don't get it.
Look, Robin's my friend, and Robin is my friend. Robin's awesome. We've known each other forever.
See, Tom, now do you feel guilty about saying you don't have
I do.
You actually have quite a few.
I have a reputation I have to keep up.
Yeah, all right. I'll let you keep your little false reputation there, Tom.
Okay.
Okay, so are you guys going to be doing some of the standard stuff that we always do? How about round tables?
So there's a lot that I need to talk about.
We'll stop jabbering and let you do your thing, Kris.
No, feel free to ask questions, because I can talk very quickly and get through things fast. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys either. But yes, we are doing roundtables. They are at Bally's, and they're going to be Tuesday evening from 7 to 10. And so for those of you who've never done roundtables, each table has a topic, and you've got a certain amount of time, and there's like a table leader, and that's been assigned, and you talk about that topic, and that's where people can really get those interesting ideas and kind of like implementation type ideas, like, why isn't this working for me and it's working for you? I don't know what the topics are. I don't think those have been developed yet, but we are having that Tuesday night. And in case people are wondering, the show really does start Monday. So it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, networking at night, fly in Monday. You want to be there for Monday, because things get going Monday morning. And if you want to see the schedule, when you go out to the link on there, the arcsi.org/ISSA show, if you scroll down a little bit, there's the schedule at a glance, and there's also the full schedule. So you'll be able to see everything that's going on.
Tom, one of the things talking about real quick, maybe Tom can pull it up while you're talking.
Okay.
Kris?
Yeah. So here is the website, and if I click on the full schedule, bang. Can we see that okay? Do I need to blow it up a little bit? How's that?
Yeah, it looks good. So this is where we see the full schedule. Where do we see schedule at a glance?
Let's see. Go up a little bit. Oh, wait a minute.
I can go here.
Yeah. Okay. So see. Yes, right there. That's it. Click on those blue links.
I gotcha. Okay. Nice. That's good. You can see each individual.
So Monday at 9:00. So the idea would be to come into town Sunday, right?
For sure. Yeah, you want to come in Sunday and be, so you're ready Monday morning, because Marcus Sheridan is headlining for us. He's got a 2-part program, finding and retaining great employees in a hard market. So there's part 1 and part 2. So it's basically going from 9 until 11:30. So you want to be there for that. He's really good. You know, you guys have seen him too. He's amazing. So we wanted to get him again.
Yeah.
And especially for that topic.
And he's a great speaker on top of that. He's so easy to listen to. He gives really actionable stuff that you can do. I mean, I walk away from him every single time feeling super motivated, super pumped up. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, and then another thing that we have going on, which this is a huge thing that everybody, if you're going to convention, you have to hear this part. So we're having Brandon Vaughn, and he's doing a Conquer Live segment, but it's for everybody. It's not just on the residential track. And there's a limit of 300 people. So when you register for convention, if you want to go to that, you need to register right away for that program because it's being promoted to everybody. Yeah.
So I'm looking for that. Where would is it on the schedule here?
Yeah, so
or
if you go back to the original page that you were on where I had you click on so scroll down a little bit and there's not there, down a little bit more.
Right here?
That's it. But then
it says register for the webinar. Is that it?
That's it. Yep.
So is he doing this as a webinar or?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The webinar is tomorrow. So he's doing a webinar tomorrow as kind of like a sneak peek of what he's doing. That's from 11:30 until 1. So that's part, the ARCSI, learning event tomorrow. So that's what that is about. I think it's when, and maybe you can see, maybe Aaron can help us out I think it's when you register for convention. I think you're asked if you want to register for that.
That's right there. Click the link below. Yeah.
But that's for the webinar.
Yeah, I'll drop that though, because this kind of leads up or ties into a convention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So Aaron's organizing the learning things on Tuesdays. She's organizing those so that people will get sneak peeks of things that are happening at a convention. So they, if people have questions, they can see what the topic's about.
Okay. I love listening to Brandon. He's awesome too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the Conquer Live thing, in case people are wondering, it's a one-of-a-kind, highly interactive mastermind workshop. People work in small groups at their tables to assess exactly where the top weak spots are in their company systems. And then they take turns being in the hot seat, yikes, to get clarity and implementation clarity and implement an action plan. So they're going to leave this session with an action plan on what they need to do. So it's a really different type of a thing than what we've done in the past.
How long is the session? Do you know, Kris?
Yeah, it's let's see. It is.
Gosh, I hope not doing it when I'm speaking because it sounds like nobody's going to be going anywhere except here.
It's on Tuesday and it's from 1 until 3:30. But I should mention that if it's not when you're speaking, but if people don't want to go to that, or if they aren't able to go to it, we have some other great topics going on. So Molly is from 1 until 2 on that day. She's doing Thriving Through Change, creating an inspiring, motivating and productive culture. And Molly's amazing. If you haven't heard her speak, I know you guys have. She's just such a calm, intelligent, like, I don't know how to describe it. She's just this calm, really intelligent person, and you just can hang on every word that she says. So that would be a really good one to see also. And then after her is Sharon Tinberg. She's doing developing a hands-on training program in 4 easy steps. So if you don't want to go to Conquer Live because you're afraid of a hot seat or something like that, or if you aren't able to register, that's what's going on specifically for the residential track. So
a hot seat does sound uncomfortable.
It does, doesn't it?
But even if you're not afraid of the hot seat, I know Molly, and that's going to be a great workshop. I mean, this is actually not going to be such an easy choice. And I mean, if you can create a training program in 4 easy steps, we all know that Sharon knows her training stuff. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of made it a lot harder.
It is a hard choice. Yeah. Yeah.
It is. All right. Well, okay. Well, good to know. Thanks, Kris. That was super helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let me see it. We already talked about I'm looking at the notes that Erin gave me for the things that I absolutely have to mention. We talked about early bird pricing. On Thursday, we're closing with 2 powerful sessions. So one is what residential cleaners need to know to plan for the future. That's Patty Ellinger from GBAC. So that's going to be really, really good. And then Power Your Brand with Debbie Sardone. So 2 really great sessions on Thursday. So if you're thinking you want to slip out, Thursday morning, don't stay. There's some good stuff, because Patty is like making time for us on Thursday, because she's basically like doing sessions all the time at convention. And so this is one that she's doing specifically for us.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's networking events. So now there's going to be a networking and happy hour Monday evening at the convention center, and that's from 4:15 until 5:30. And then there's going to be a welcome reception on Monday right after that from 6 until 8. And then there's ARCSI morning coffee and networking at the ARCSI booth on the trade show. Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 10:30, and Thursday from 10:30 to 11.
Where are we going to find all this stuff? On the full show schedule?
I'm guessing. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, exactly.
Here. I guess I need to pick a track.
So it should be. Oh, you're right, because that part isn't part of. No, it is. It's also on the residential schedule at a glance. If you look through it, you can see.
All right. So here's Monday. I don't see anything on Monday after 4.
Oh, because I printed mine, but I printed one that Erin sent me. Yeah, mine says it.
You got the good stuff. You got the inside story.
Huh? See, that's what happens when you work in the event. You help. You get all the inside stuff.
I'm going to go here and see if I can find the residential cleaning track, and bang, I'm going to click on that, and maybe this is what. Oh, that's. No,
but I did like the bang, Tom. I really.
Okay, well, I was trying.
Bang.
We got round tables here.
Round tables.
But the general stuff, I guess, isn't on here.
The morning coffee and networking is on there. So not on Monday, but it is on Tuesday.
Oh, because it's not on Monday.
Okay.
That's why.
There it is on Tuesday. So that's there. So, and that is at Convention Center?
Yeah, it's going to be at the trade show booth. So we probably won't know what number the booth is until closer to the event, or when people get their packages, when they get there, they'll be able to find the booth number. But yeah, the morning coffee is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so there isn't one on Monday, which is why we didn't see one. The thing on Monday is networking and happy hour and welcome reception, which I think when you were scrolling through, Tom, I did see welcome reception on Monday.
Let's go up a little. Finding, retaining. I only see 4 things on Monday.
Right. Okay.
4 speakers.
So I swear it's true. It's happening.
We believe you. We believe you.
Okay, but it's at the convention center.
Yes, it's at the convention center, and it's from 4:15 to 5:30 for the networking and happy hour, and then 6 to 8 for the welcome reception. So I'm assuming the first one is at the convention center, and so I'm assuming the other one is following right after in the convention center also.
Oh, really?
I guess or maybe it's at the hotel. Maybe Erin knows.
At a hotel, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Erin knows, because why would there be half an hour in between?
You know what?
Go back.
I think it suffices to say there's going to be one, and there's a lot of really good food, and I mean it's a big event, and they'll point you in the right direction on Monday. You won't miss it.
Also, I do want to say about the welcome reception. If you haven't gone to the welcome reception before, and even if you have gone in the past, let go of everything that you've thought of about what a welcome reception is, and go into the ARCSI welcome reception with the mindset of, I want to meet as many people as I can here tonight. So look for all of the people that you've never met, that maybe you even know of them, you've heard of them, but you haven't met. Get yourself a little list of how many am I going to meet, and make it happen. The more people you meet on Monday, I promise you, the better your experience will be for the whole event. There are going to be, especially if you're new. If you're new, you need to get out of your nervous shell and put on your networking face. Pretend you're going to BNI and you're trying to get some business, and meet all the people. As Aja would say from All Star Cleaning, all the people, all the things, right? So meet all the people and do all the things, but especially on Monday night. It's your big chance, because everybody's like, who's here? What's going on? Everybody's trying to figure it out. Monday is the day where you get to really connect with some people and start this, like, jumpstart the rest of your networking event. All right, what else you got? You got 15 more minutes here, Kris.
All right, so you guys are speaking, by the way. Yeah. Let's see, Liz, you're on Monday from 3 until 4. Top 10 things you need to do to have a strong, engaged workforce.
Yep, we got it there on the screen. I love my timing too. The end of the day, but right before the fun stuff happens. So I'm looking forward to that timing. Thanks for that, you guys. I'm really excited about my presentation, because there are so many topics right now that are hot about your hiring and getting people through the door. But what good is it if you don't keep them? Right? You have it be strong, really engaged, and those people doing really, really good work for you. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and you guys are tag teaming on what day? Wednesday, with smart business moves after the pandemic. And then Tom, you're going right into another one right after that, turning sales into profit. The real money is made after the sale. So 11:30 to noon for both of you, and then 1 to 2 for Tom. So that is going to be really, really fun too. Really interesting.
Yeah, the smart business moves. We're going to be doing that on the trade show floor in the, I guess did they call it the amphitheater?
I don't know. It doesn't say it on my thing.
It's on the trade show floor. I know that. It's whatever the theater is, the ISSA theater. So that's going to be fun.
It's basically going to be this there.
But it's going to be live.
Yeah, live. Yeah.
Well, this is kind of live, but it's live and it's streaming. That's going to be live.
Like, we'll have real pants on. That'll be the thing.
Pants.
You got me thinking. It's like, yeah,
pants.
Yeah, we'll have real pants on, and
right.
We'll have some live guests, and maybe play a game. Who knows? It's going to be fun.
We've only got a half hour, so we're going to be quick. All right, what else, Kris? I know we keep pulling you off track.
No, it's fine. I think I covered everything. I think one of the things to think about for this year is that, we're trying to have everything geared towards the situation that everyone is in right now. And so because I was just looking at Elena's topic, handling employee claims before they get complicated. So, it might just sound like, oh God, insurance stuff, but it's not, because one, it's Elena. Number two, how this topic came up is that she had worked in the insurance industry, and she was hearing a lot of stuff about like increased workers' comp claims during COVID, and she started saying a whole bunch of insurance stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, never thought of this. So even though you think you read the topic and you think you know what it is, there may be more to it than what you think, because I think that's going to be a really good one. That one's on Wednesday from 4:30 to 5. And it will also be good for the new people who haven't had to have a workers' comp claim or any kind of insurance claim, and they don't know what to do.
Be there, and I've had plenty of workers' comp claims, but I'm telling you that for anybody that doesn't know Elena, she's brilliant. She's brilliant. And for those of you that don't know, she's also an attorney. So I'm going, just because I'm going to feel very, very confident that I'm getting really top-notch information.
Yeah.
The more you can manage these, I love that she says before they get complicated. She's not saying that you're not going to have any. She's saying manage them well so that they're not a big deal.
And when she says before they get complicated, that's kind of code for saying before they get expensive.
Yeah, money, before they cost you. Yeah, that's great. True. What do we got on Thursday? Oh, Thursday's the short day, right?
Thursday is Patty Ellinger with what residential cleaners need to know to plan for the future. So more of a GBAC kind of bent, but really, really informative. And then Power Your Brand with Debbie Sardone. So the first one is from 9 until 10:30. Then there's ARCSI morning coffee and networking from 10:30 to 11. And then Power Your Brand is from 12 until 12:45. And then from 1 until 2, there's the show floor happy hour and innovation award announcement. So that's what's going on Thursday.
That is always so fun too. I love to do that. And a lot of times people leave before that, and man, y'all are missing out. That thing is always good. They serve a good, I don't know if they're going to do lunch again this year, but they always do a really good lunch. And looks like Aaron's going to pop on for
Yeah, my goodness. My goodness.
I don't know.
What did I miss?
Aaron's in the house.
Aaron's going to pop on for
I am. Can you hear me?
What did I miss?
You get me into it. I really like being behind the camera.
Aaron, you need to shut Facebook down.
What did I miss?
You get me into it. I really like being behind the camera.
Aaron, is Facebook streaming on your computer?
I did. I don't know why it won't go.
There you go.
Better? Sorry.
Now we can actually hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I thought I had shut that down. It was gone. But
No worries. It is.
again, you guilted me into it. What can I answer?
Well, one of the questions is, I think you, for the people that can't see it, aren't able to see what you have written here, you do have a booth number already.
Booth 7, we're 7,011. And we're right next to the Specialty Cleaning Theater, which is where you'll be doing the smart business moves. That's what they actually have 3 theaters on the show floor now. One of them is the Specialty Cleaning Theater, and that's where we have 2 sessions Tuesday, 2 sessions Wednesday, and 1 on Friday, or 1 on Thursday.
Oh, I love that it's right next to that.
It is. It's a good location.
Super convenient. How about, are you guys going to have any of the hubs like you have had in the past, or?
What do you mean?
So I don't know I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. You guys had, it was called a hub.
We had a members lounge in the past, but what we're trying to do is, instead of having a separate place that is so far from the show floor, to have more of a gathering in the ARCSI booth. And that's what we did at the last 2 shows, and it worked really well.
Okay, awesome.
So,
and that actually is bigger. Now that I remember, there were the big round things to sit at.
We added a bunch of benches to it, and instead of having like tables in the middle, it made it more of a gathering space.
So what happens is, if you've never done convention before, it's a really big trade show floor, and you're going to be walking around a lot. And at some point, you're going to say, boy, I'm tired. It sure would be nice to have a place to sit down. Go to where ARCSI is. There'll be a place to sit down, and you can network at the same time.
Yeah. And you're going to find a lot of cool people there. I had a really great conversation with Carrie Knight, probably a 45-minute conversation with Carrie Knight on the floor, and it was awesome.
I loved it. We had a bunch of gatherings, like all throughout the day. You know, when we didn't have education going, we always had people gathering at the booth. And then one of the things that we're doing different is a lot of our education is in the afternoon this year. So, the ISSA will kick things off on when the trade show floor is open, Tuesday through Thursday. They'll kick it off with a spotlight speaker in the morning. Then we have networking and coffee at our booth for a half an hour. And then that way you can go visit the show floor, go to lunch. And then a lot of our education, is in the afternoon. And as Kris has been covering, I know you give me a lot of credit, but the committee really had a lot of ideas on, what kind of sessions we should have this year. And, a lot of it is geared towards hiring, employee engagement, recruiting, just, trying to help everybody with what they're dealing with.
Well, we're talking about how everybody really needs that this year, but there's never been a year when people didn't need more help and work around dealing with the employees. Hardest part of this business. Nobody ever has disputed that it's the most stressful part is dealing with employees. So I'm super excited to see all of the different takes and all of the different directions that people are going to hit this topic from. I can't imagine that anybody is going to be able to walk away from convention without, what's the price? Some crazy little price.
It's $180, and I threw that up there on the chat. We have the Peace of Mind registration. If you register for the early bird registration, so if you register by August 30th, and then you feel that that you just decide I can't go, then you can get a full refund. But you have to have the early bird registration to do that. So that's why.
So you've got absolutely nothing to lose by registering now.
There is zero risk.
I can't help you with the airlines, but I can help you with the registration.
Yeah. But there is zero risk, and it's not possible to go to convention and not get $180 worth of value. That's not a thing.
No.
So unless you don't go, unless you go to Vegas and then you hit the casino floor, don't do that.
And, you're on your own with the money you take to the casino. I can't help you there.
But it's not possible to not get your money's worth out of this event.
And you're talking about it from a business standpoint. That's real and that's important, but you're going to have a lot of fun too. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, as you guys talked about, they added a happy hour at the end of the day that's at the convention center. So as Liz wraps up on Monday, because the trade show floor doesn't open until Tuesday, so Monday they wanted to add a little bit more to it. So anybody that has the all access pass and is for the education on Monday, they have a happy hour at the end of the day. That'll be like from 4 to 5. And I don't know where the welcome reception is. It is not at Bally's, I know, for some reason. And I want to say, I can't say. I'll find out, and I can't find it on the website either. So I'll find out where the welcome reception is. But somewhere on the strip, so that it's easy to get to, and everybody can join.
You'll know well in advance, and you won't have any problems finding it, and it'll be awesome.
And I did, Tom. If you go back to ARCSI's website, the cheat sheet that Kris has is up on there as well. There's 4 links at the top of our ISSA show page. Go back to arcsci.org. And I'll call it out. Scroll down just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
And
there.
It says download the residential schedule at a glance. That's a PDF, and that has the networking on it. That's everything. That's not just Kris's cheat sheet.
Everybody. Yeah, that's what I have. That's exactly what I'm looking at.
You made this just for Kris, and then you put it on the website, right?
The session has everything you need, and as I get updated information, I'll update that sheet. So once we actually start making the room assignments for the sessions, that'll be on that sheet.
Oh, this is so nice. I love this.
It's easy to use. I make that every year. I love that cheat sheet.
I do too. And I'm kind of irritated that we didn't think of this earlier, but I did want to point out the app where you can add it to your show. That's so awesome. If you haven't done it in the past, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'm not techie, it's going to be hard. No, it's not. Just add it to your show, because it'll keep you on track so much easier. It's so easy to just go and see where you're supposed to be going. What are you supposed to be doing next? Here's my little crazy cat there.
And with the app, you can do that. You can mark your schedule. You can also mark any of the vendors that you want to go visit on the trade show floor. I think this year that with COVID, we know that we may not get, 100% of that we had in the past. However, I think they're anticipating 500 exhibitors on the trade show floor. So the app is one way that you can go in and mark where you want to visit and who you want to see. And it's, it really is handy. And again, the app is also updated all the time. So I encourage you to do that.
I was going to say, we didn't even talk about the trade show floor, really. For new people, you go and you can see everything. I mean, you can touch and test out microfiber cloths, and you get to see all the vacuums that are out there and anything new. I mean, even just gloves. What are some decent gloves that'll stand up to using pumice stones on a toilet? Like you get to see so many different things at the trade show floor.
The show floor is really the place for innovation and what's new, and not to mention the majority of the vendors there are ISSA members, so you get a lot of discounts with these products. So it's worth going to visit and find out, okay, now what do I save with you, and what do I say, so you can really take advantage of your member benefit while you're there. And
did we point out the attendee orientation on first thing Tuesday morning and how important that is for first-time visitors to
that is good.
convention?
We did not, and that's for everybody. That's an all ISSA thing, but it is really valuable. They talk to you a lot about specifically the show floor, how to navigate it, where everything is, because the education is all day Monday, and we're kind of in one hallway at the Las Vegas Convention Center, whereas Tuesday, once the show floor opens up, the world just explodes. So that orientation is very helpful.
Yeah, especially if this is your first time, then you'll really want to go to that.
And there are a ton more things going on than what you're seeing here. If you've never been before, there are so many other opportunities, the ISSA opportunities, and it's so much bigger.
It is. And as you guys were talking about Conquer Live, and I want to reiterate what Kris said, they're limiting it to 300. And a lot of that has to do, I guess if the need gets bigger, they could look at it. But we have a lot of restrictions that we have to meet this year with COVID as far as just everything that we're doing. And so Conquer Live is limited to 300 people. And I think the last time I looked, there was already 75 in it. So it's going to fill up really fast. So if you're interested in going to Conquer Live, then you want to register early. But as you also talked about, there's so many other options. There's 9 tracks. GBAC even has like their own infection and infection. I can't remember what it's called. It's like an infection, and I don't know. It's a GBAC track. So anything to do with COVID and all of that stuff that we've been dealing with, they have some really good topics that they're going to be addressing. We have the Conquer Live is actually it's not even, we have a general business track this year as well. And that's what the Conquer Live is part of that, because obviously, what Brandon is teaching, it goes beyond just residential cleaning companies. It's for small businesses, all throughout the cleaning industry. He actually owns a window cleaning company. So that's why Conquer Live is more in the general business track, but we've promoted him because it just really speaks to residential cleaning companies.
Oh. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so we're going to be wrapping this up. Smart business moves, the overarching purpose of what we're doing here is to help the residential cleaning industry and help professionalize the residential cleaning industry. And this convention is one of the most important things that goes on every year that supports that. So, if you've been, we're basically preaching to the choir. If you've never done it, do yourself a favor and attend. I don't know of anybody who's ever gone who have been disappointed. And, typically people go, they keep going year after year. Thank you, Robin. That's my friend Robin there. Kris, Aaron, any last thoughts here?
I think you're right. I've never had anybody that didn't get something out of it. You're going to walk away with, more than a handful of ideas to take back with you. The committee that last year, they wanted you to have something, I want to say it was 12 things that you would leave with. And I think that's easily done, so that you have one that you implement each month, and then it brings you right back around to the show next year.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Kris, any last thoughts?
Robin, I wish it were this weekend. I mean, I'm not ready because you have to prep. You have to be ready for convention, you guys, because it is a lot. And there is a lot. Yeah.
You have to do some training, get in shape.
But seriously, my favorite thing is what you said, Tom, that if you plan on being a professional house cleaner, you really don't have an option, y'all. You need to go because this is part of how you are going to receive some of that professional training. And I know we got to go, Tom. So we started 2 minutes late. So we're only 50.
Okay. Well, we're in overtime.
well, thank you for letting me interrupt. And thank you again to Kris and the committee and all their work. And I hope to see all of you in Vegas.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
We'll be back Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Bye-bye.